live. Terre Haute, Indiana. This is Top Guns. Another classic episode. Classic episode of Overweight Operator.
Not like Looney Tunes classic, but really.
And who do we have here today live?
Dude, we are on the mic with Mike from Crossbreed Holsters. When we started this talking about this Overweight Operator thing about a month ago, when all you guys were saying, hey man, I wear Crossbreed, we reached out to him. So Mike is here today to talk about some of the Crossbreed products, and we will be featuring them in the Overweight Operator series. So welcome.
What's up? Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
So go ahead and test, make sure that we can hear you, because this is new to us, because we actually fixed a couple problems that we had last time. We had the lag issue fixed, and we had the audio fixed, so I'm pretty excited about that. So tell us where you're out of, and tell us the company that you represent.
Sure. Well, Crossbreed Holsters, we're out of outside of Springfield, Missouri, and we've been around for about 13 years. We're one of the original hybrid holsters, so Kydex pocket, leather back. We make just over 20 different designs of holsters. We've got everything is handmade. All of our holsters are handmade.
Which is something that surprised me. I know when we talked to you on the phone and you reached out and we were kind of going back and forth on the new series, you actually make every single holster. Even though you're a pretty large company, every single holster is to order.
That's correct. That's correct. So we have over 500,000 SKUs on our production floor. So any make and model of gun, any attachment that you might have on that gun, they're all handmade. They're hand molded to that Kydex model that we have, and every order that comes in the door, we put it on the production floor. They make it and they ship it out. We actually don't have any inventory sitting on the shelves.
So one of the things that's going to come up for certain is when you custom order everything or make everything to order, the customer's order. One, you don't have any problem doing custom orders such as flashlights, so on and so forth. I placed an order on Crossbreed's website. What kind of lead time am I looking at to get my holster?
So we're looking at orders online. We get out typically in about a week if it's on our customer site. If you order through a dealership that has a drop ship program, we guarantee 5 business day turnaround.
That's fast.
So yeah, you can get them pretty quickly.
So how many molds do you guys have? So I know that you were telling me earlier, like, hey, I needed one, for instance, for a new gun that I'm using as a Shield 45, and that's one that you guys have had, which I've talked to other companies, they don't have it.
Right, so we've got thousands of different molds that we have for every gun imaginable. And I'm not going to say that there hasn't ever been an order come in that we're like, oh, do we have that or not? But we have a great relationship with the gun manufacturers, so anything that we don't have, we can typically get pretty quickly.
Awesome.
So something else, and we want to kind of tie this all together, but what makes a Crossbreed holster something that an overweight operator would use? And I know that we've talked back and forth again on some styles and some differences that you guys do that others don't, but what makes a Crossbreed holster effective for an overweight operator?
Right, so I think there's probably a couple of things. So this is our Super Tuck.
I'll bring it in a little
Oh,
closer.
yeah,
Hold
okay,
up for you, so you got two hands.
sure. So one of the things I think is that the leather backing completely covers the gun when it's in the holster. So you're not going to have it pressed up against your body, pressed up against your skin.
You know what? Actually, I have a demo. This is actually on a VP9, if you guys know it. Usually that's something I usually carry, but we'll go ahead and check this out. All clear, all good, no magazine, all that good stuff. All right, go ahead.
Probably want to drop the slide so you can see that covers the...
So the next thing is that you can wear it anywhere around your body. So our Super Tuck there, we typically like you to wear that 4 or 5, but we've got other holsters. We've got an appendix carry. We've got a freedom carry. You can wear them anywhere around the body, whatever's most comfortable. On every one of our holsters, you can adjust the rise and the cant depending on what your comfort level is. The cowhide back on this particular one takes a couple of days, maybe a week to break in, but after that, it's just a very comfortable holster. We also have a horsehide that's a little thinner, a little more pliable, breaks in a little quicker. So I think those are probably the top reasons.
So I know something right off the bat, and the reason I actually switched to a hybrid style holster, and I know when a lot of people think hybrid, they think Crossbreed. So this little arch here on the very top, something that actually covers the gun. So on a lot of Kydex holsters, for me especially, when I sit down, that horn, the sweat guard horn on the back actually digs into my gut, okay? Which on this style, it does not. It actually almost folds over the top of it. Super nice, super comfortable. I've never had an issue since I've switched.
And you just switched, what, a month ago now?
It would be about a month now.
Right.
So actually, was getting prepared for this series.
I'm actually going to, as you guys know, I'm Kydex appendix carry and have been for about 4 years now, which people go, how's your fat butt carry appendix?
Which blows my mind. That's when
and
everybody knows.
I mean, I'm sitting here, my Glock's sitting right here, and it's super comfortable. It doesn't bother me a bit. But I'm going to, Mike was kind enough to bring me one. I'm going to switch over tomorrow and start doing reviews for the Overweight Operator series. And I'm excited because Alex was carrying Kydex just like I was in different position. We both thought they were comfortable. Now that he's switched over to a hybrid, he's much more comfortable. So I'm hoping that maybe I've just been missing the boat this whole time.
So something else. I know that a lot of guys like nowadays, especially, like to carry a gun with like a TLR1 on there or something along those lines. Do you guys have all those molds for all those lights?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we actually do. As a matter of fact, I just had somebody call in the other day. One of our dealers was having a hard time getting a holster for a laser that one of his customers had needed, and called us, and I was able to get him taken care of within a day or so.
Good.
Awesome.
Yep. And what about, I can't remember the company, but it's a new company out there, a little small light. Valkyrie, maybe? Something like that? Have you seen those yet? Nonetheless, that's been a pretty popular little light that's been out there, and I just didn't know if you guys would carry that kind of thing. So when it comes to a guy my size, Don's size, do you guys, in your marketing, have you ever thought about a guy my size carrying this holster? Or is that something that comes up in sales meetings or anything like that?
No, I think one of the, like I said before, I think two of the things that when people talk about crossbreed, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, is you talk about crossbreed holsters, you talk about comfort, and you talk about durability. And I think that probably in holsters, I don't think that those are probably two words that you hear used together very often.
Right. Didn't you said earlier that you guys won an award from...
Yeah, we were named USCCA's best holster for 2017.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be awarded that same honor this year.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
we're very proud of that.
And so, do you know a little bit of background on that? Like, how did you vote for that, or is it just like the magazine, the corporation, or whatever it is that said, hey, you guys have won? Is that or is it voted on?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how that came about.
You said thanks,
but I tell everybody about it anyway.
Yeah, cool. So what else do you guys carry at Crossbreed? I know you brought some belts. Check this out.
Brought a couple belts. Now, in the Overweight Operator series, we're also going to be reviewing belts because your holster is only good as your belt. If you don't have good retention, it's not held tightly against your body, it's allowed to sag and move around, you're kind of defeating the purpose. So we'll be concentrating on belts as well as a comfortable holster. So you guys actually brought, and the first thing I said when I got these, like, man, those are thick. So can you tell me a little bit about your
yeah, of course. All of our belts are handmade as well, double layered leather, hand stitched, right there on the production floor. So we make those to order as well. We've got several different styles of belts depending on what style you like best. We also have some modular components too. We have we partnered with ICE to make a belly band. We have a backpack insert holster. We have a bedside backup. We have purse inserts. So, and we have a few things in R&D right now that'll be coming out in the next few months.
So, Don, go ahead. What's it say?
So it says, this is Mr. Beeps. What's a 45 millimeter bullet? And what's a P90 and Sig Sauer?
I have no clue why he's asking those questions.
Not sure.
So, speaking of questions, though, I think if you guys have questions for Crossbreed, definitely it's time to ask. We're not going to make this a really long series. I mean, just if you guys have any questions, this is definitely the time to ask.
One?
You have the guy right here, okay? Or if you have concerns, like, hey, does your holster work for my body style or whatever, something like that.
Okay, so
might be a good guy to ask.
Let's go to David. That just popped off there. I'm sorry. Did you, Jacob, or did you get that last request?
We're bringing it up on the screen.
Yeah,
right
so David says, I can barely find a dress belt. A little concerned about an in-the-waistband option. So, David, what are you concerned about with your in-the-waistband option?
Here, he is the example.
Yeah, so I'll show you right now. I'm wearing our executive. Can I? Yeah.
I don't know if he qualifies as an overweight operator, though.
No, he's definitely not the overweight operator, all right?
So right now I'm wearing our black executive belt right now, and I'm carrying inside the waistband our mini tuck holster. So
yeah, you cannot tell. I mean, there's nothing there. You see the two hooks, just the regular standard, hooks on the sides. That's all you see are those two hooks. So that might help you out. I know that.
Okay, Dave said 56 waistline. So, okay, David. So, you're definitely falling into our category. So, I'm glad you're on here asking questions. This holster is going to tuck, and like I said, with this horn across the top, I think this is going to be the biggest advantage to this holster is the fact that when you carry your firearm, this is protected. One of the biggest things that Alex pointed out with another brand that he was trying, we both of us will be switching to these tomorrow, is when his gun hits close to the top, instead of the top of the leather being below where the gun is and that gun digging into his side, this tends to roll over the top a little bit and protect his skin. Is that
right?
Essentially where you're
at?
So
if inside the waistband does not work for you, they also have outside the waistband options, which they brought for the series, okay? And here is I hope you guys, again, you can see this well, but that is an outside, hit that for me, Basil, I'm sorry. Here is an outside the waistband version, if you guys can kind of see that. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this is our snap slide, and we also make a drop slide, which is very similar. That it just sits a little lower. But yeah, great outside the waistband holster. That's probably one of, if not our most popular outside the waistband holster.
So what's the price point on something like this?
Price point on that is right around retail. You're going to pay right around $55 for that.
So $55. In nice horse. This is not horse. This is cowhide.
That's cowhide.
Cowhide. Kydex all the way wrapped around. It's a nice holster.
How one of the questions that may come up, and I haven't been able to keep up on comments, guys. So I certainly apologize. How thick is your Kydex?
7/10.
Okay,
but we can adjust that as well.
All right. So it looks like we got a question here. It looks like a fairly lengthy question. So this is from Edward. Why not have screws so you could have multiple Kydex inserts for multiple weapons without having to buy a complete holster? So I think what he's saying is inserts on the outside so you could remove the shell and place a different shell over it to go onto the leather backer.
I think just the less moving parts, the more durable it's going to be.
Yeah, these are rivets, I'm assuming.
That's correct.
So these are rivets, you guys can see. They're all on the back, a rivet through the front.
Now, the one thing I'll say that...
And it's definitely smooth on the back. I was concerned about that.
Right.
A lot of hybrid style holsters.
Yeah, they're fairly rough.
Yeah, you'll feel something in the back.
Texture.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see why you wouldn't want to wear a screw.
One thing about the screws also, and I've had this problem in the past with my Kydex holsters, is screws coming out. And the last thing I want is a screw coming out of the actual holster portion.
Yeah, no kidding.
If this actually comes off, that's one thing. It's going to suck. But if I lose this, I lose the gun. So, and I lose my retention with any amount of givenness. So,
yeah, and as far as the clips are concerned too, they're very easily adjustable with just a Phillips head screwdriver. You could adjust the rise and the cant on all of our holsters.
And that's nice. Rise and cant. So your body style, bigger guys, we move different. We bend different. We don't bend as far.
Yeah, no kidding. So here's something I want to show you.
Adjusting that, yeah.
You can actually see the holes there on the side where you can raise and lower those clips right here.
I'm right there with the engine. I mean, with the cost of these holsters, not like these are stupid expensive. It's not like you're buying a custom holster for $150. I mean, he was talking about $40-some price point.
No, 55.
55 retail on that thing.
So
I mean,
there's some questions that popped up here. Let's go ahead and answer a couple of them.
Patrick Pew Pew, do you have anything? Pew Pew. I just make it sound right. It sounds like I said poo poo. Do you have any of the finger release? Or are they all just retention?
They're all just retention.
All retention. How positive is that retention there? I didn't get a chance. I didn't pull my pistol out because I was loaded in shot policy. No guns out unless guns are coming out. So I didn't get a chance to slip mine in there and see, is that a good positive retention on these? Am I going to hear a click?
Yes, absolutely. And if it's just out here open air and you don't have it pressed against your body, it's going to be a little looser, obviously. Part of that retention is the pressure from your body against the back of that leather backing. So we can also, that's one of the things that because we hand make all of the holsters, if you specify that you wanted the tension a little tighter, we can do that for you. So one of the benefits of hand making all the holsters.
And I agree. I don't remember who said it earlier, but heck, for the price and quality of the holsters, it would be worth having a holster for each one of your guns, other than switching shells out and Loctiting or whatever.
And if you guys have been into guns for any time at all, you know how many holsters we have for every damn gun until we find the one. I mean, I've got probably 8 or 9 holsters for this Glock. And this last one I got was the most comfortable version I've had, and I bet you I've got $250 wrapped up in holsters.
And that's one of the things we want to help people with in the series is, we're going to take the hit for you. We're going to have a bunch of holsters to try out. We're going to tell you, hey, man, this is comfortable. This is not comfortable. What can be adjusted, what can't be adjusted, what I like about them. For instance, again, one of the best things I like about a hybrid style holster is that little leather piece on the top that doesn't allow for my gun to dig into my side.
This would be a question for you, Mike. Do you ship to Europe?
We do.
Awesome. So
is that something that's brought up very often? I mean, do you sell a lot across the pond?
Yeah, we actually. I'm trying to remember. I do believe we have one dealership in Europe at least, and I think it's in Poland. So yeah, but we ship all over the world.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
So, Basil, if you would, bring their website up for us.
Bring their website up. So, if you're interested in getting some more information on Crossbreed...
And this might be something we bring into the shop. We don't know yet. If it works out for us, see if it's something that's going to be comfortable.
Right. Yep. And it's definitely something we're looking at. And really, it's going to come down to basically how they wear for us over the next couple weeks. If we get... once we get behind a product, man, we're all about it. So
Yep. So yeah, if you have any questions, obviously we've got a great website. So go on there, take a look. You probably get a lot of your questions answered on there. If you don't, you can go to info@cbholsters.com, or if you want to get a hold of me directly, you can email me at mike@cbholsters.com.
All right, we're going to take a couple minutes here at the very end to go ahead and answer any questions we haven't already answered. Is there anything over there, Basil, you'd like for us to cover?
Not anything new at the moment.
Okay.
Anything that rolled through that we
I would
didn't
like
get
to
a
know
chance to see?
if anybody out there that's watching right now that's a overweight operator like ourselves carries a crossbreed style holster or a hybrid in general.
One of the last ones that came across was, I think he said a mini tuck and a 9mm shield. Said he really likes it. So
Great. Yep.
Good deal.
And again, like a lot of this was from this live, our YouTube live earlier, a month and a half ago or whatever it was, that everybody was commenting on it. So
like, what holster do you guys carry? And I'm like, well, I change all the time. I wish I could say, and honestly, one of the biggest things with me is back pain and hip pain and stuff like that. It's because when you have a belt, for instance, like a leather belt, are the notches lined up exactly the way you like it? And does it hurt when you have you're inside the waistband on, or are your pants falling down or whatever? You have to kind of get that right combination that works for you. And like Don, I definitely, and I've tried, I cannot carry appendix. It does not work for me. All right, no matter how many times I've tried, you guys can argue that up and down. I know there's other YouTube channels out there that have tried it, but that is not me. I can't do it. It's not comfortable for me.
I'll be real honest. It's going to be hard for me to switch. Because this is the most comfortable. It's like when I hit the back, I guarantee your gun's hitting the back of your chair.
Right.
Mine, nothing bothers me.
So
I don't have to worry about printing in a restaurant. I don't print when I bend over. It doesn't hurt me to bend over. I drive like this all the time.
Now, my biggest concern is always it's digging, man. I mean, I'm just uncomfortable. I'm sitting there, it's digging, it's hitting me in the leg, it's pointing at my balls, whatever it is. It's just not comfortable for me to do so.
I never really thought about that, pointing at my balls. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, you're good, man. You don't need them.
No, I actually. Super Tuck for 19 and 26. Both are amazing and comfortable. Corey Stone, thank you. Mini Tuck for the 238. What a Mini Tuck for a SIG 238 round?
I'd like to know what made everyone go to Crossbreed. What made everyone say, I want to buy a Crossbreed holster? Because this would be good information for you to bring back to maybe your marketing department. But hey, was it your marketing through YouTube, social media? Was it word of mouth? Was it gun shows? Was it a retail shop? That'd be great information for Mike to know.
Well, it'd be great information for us too if we're gonna carry the product in shop. That's something that we need to.
And I'll tell you too. Over the 13 years that we've been in business, the majority of our business has been through our customer site. It hasn't really been until the last year and a half, 2 years that we've gone out to the dealer site and tried to get our product out there. So.
Has it helped?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, it's that business is growing exponentially. So I would say to anybody out there that if you have a dealership near you that doesn't carry, ask them about it. You can have them order for you. Ask them to call us, and we can get our product into their dealership. So we just want to make it as convenient to the customers as we can to get our products.
If I was going to ask you, what is your number one selling holster? What is it?
Yeah, it's the Super Tuck.
So it is the Super Tuck.
This is Super Tucks. Yep.
That's it right
This
there.
is the one I'm going to be switching to tomorrow. So,
and that's by far. You're like,
the Mini Tuck is.
So what makes the Mini Tuck? And so again, we're just learning this product. He's only been here for what, an hour now, let's say, and we've just been reviewing and over the phone, email, all that stuff. But what is the difference between a Super Tuck and a Mini Tuck?
I think first of all, it's the amount of leather on it. So Super Tucks are a little more comfortable because, like we've been talking about, it covers the gun a little better. Mini Tucks, I think, as women get more and more involved with concealed carry, that's growing faster than they're getting permitted 50% faster than men are right now.
Right.
So with this, maybe with the smaller guns that they're carrying, the Mini Tucks fit those a little bit better. They just work out with those.
One of the things that I don't know if this has been asked or not, and I didn't think to ask earlier, is this the only color combo you have? Do you do anything else? Do you do something that's a tan color
question, yeah.
or a colored crescent? There's a lot of females.
Or the Kydex, like is there a different Kydex?
Different color
Yeah, we do. We actually, we do the black, and then for a lot of the ladies, like we do a Tiffany blue in Kydex.
Cool.
So we've got, this is the cowhide, which is the black leather backing. We also do a horsehide, which is brown. And then we also have a Founder series, which is kind of an oil rubbed, it's a little higher in leather, but it's a sharp looking holster.
That sounds awesome.
Yep. Okay, cool. And belts. Colors on those, just the black and the tan?
Yeah, for the leather we have black and tan, black and the brown, but we also have some nylon belts as well that you can get in about 3 different colors.
Now these are 1.5 inch belts. Do you guys offer anything in a 1 3/4?
We don't. We have 1.5 and 1 1/4.
Okay.
So you said, and just to answer a couple questions on here, you have thousands of molds in stock. So I'm assuming all the CZ models, you probably have one for all those in stock. Another gentleman said, what's the price point on a Mini Tuck? Is that what you call it?
Mini Tuck 238.
Yeah, I was looking for a 238 Mini Tuck. That's right around
you have it on there, Basil?
68, I think.
Yeah, I can put it up real quick.
Yeah, bring it up real quick. So here's your Mini Tuck. It's going to be how much? 68?
67.75.
Okay, $68.
Can we put that up there for him?
He's got it on there already.
Okay.
Yep.
So let me ask you this. If there is a chance that somebody comes up with, I know you said you have thousands of models of molds for firearms. Let's say somebody comes up with something. Maybe they have an old Smith & Wesson, like a 5906 or something like that you may not have a mold for. If I wanted a holster for that, you will be able to get a mold somehow,
or do you do custom work?
Custom work.
We can do both. Yeah, we do everything that we can to try and accommodate the orders that come in. If we don't have it, we go out and find somebody that does have one, or we contact the manufacturer, see if they can send us something. But very rarely do I hear of an instance down on the production floor where they can't fit a holster to make a model of a gun. That
one thing I want to point out, and I don't know if Alex caught this or not, and we deal with a lot of reps, and we've had other reps. We just had RJ, the Federal Ammo Salesman of the Year, in here a couple weeks ago. And our reps are fantastic. Not many reps, and I don't mean this in a bad way against any of our reps, so don't come calling me on the phone and yelling and screaming. Very few of them are eager enough to give their email out to the general public saying, hey, man, you got a question, call me, or send me an email.
Well,
that level of customer service.
Not even that, just coming into our store alone. I mean, just saying, hey, I'm going to take a trip from Missouri, come down and hang out with you guys for a little bit, answer some questions live.
Right.
So, that's definitely cool. I thank you a lot for that.
Customer service like that is hard to come up with, so hard to come by.
I appreciate that. I think one of the things for me when I first went to work for Crossbreed was the customer service and the way that they treat their customers, and it really blows me away. They do a fantastic job.
Good deal. Hey, Mike, I appreciate so much for you coming in.
Thank you very much. Certainly
Thanks,
appreciate
Don.
it. We learned a lot.
Hey,
Alex,
absolutely.
thank you.
I'm looking forward to slapping this on tomorrow and see where I end up.
All right, guys, thanks again for watching. If you have any other questions, definitely comment down below. And hopefully you're looking forward to the new series coming up. We're going to do a little bit more on the live side, bringing in more guys to talk to you guys also.
Yeah. So we've got some product evaluations. So this videos aren't going to drop in the next week or two, but we're going to kind of let you know where we're at. we've got to get trigger time behind these things. I mean, it's hard to review it if you put it on for a day.
Right. So definitely, guys, if you have more questions for Mike, definitely comment down below, and he will hopefully answer those later. So we definitely appreciate it, guys. Thank you.